So back at Foxrock, old station, the biggest intermediate station on the line. Posted some pictures on Facebook there recently, and interesting people made the observation of busy during the race days and only used by pinstripe people normally. So it shows you the extremes of the station as a whole. Up to 3,000 people could use the station during the race meetings. So early trains would come in from Greystones, Bray, some probably even from Wicklow, and then from Harcourt Street there'd be special trains from Harcourt Street station. And so there was a lot of shunting going on with horse boxes and trains coming in and out, special trains, old rolling stock, some six-wheelers. So it's quite a collection of different stock. And here there would have been two sidings along here, so you would have had the up and down line here going to town or coming from Bray, and then there would have been two sidings along here, one beside the wall and one here, and they would have held the extra trains going back into town or heading down to Bray. Down here is really 8 years of overgrowth. They have gates here, so the alignment is heavily overgrown down to that bridge, beautiful ornate granite bridge at the back of Brighton Wood. And as I explained before, because of low density, this is the reason why the line, the Lewis line, didn't come down here. But hopefully it'll at least sort of turn into a greenway. People have mixed feelings about the greenway, but I think there should be a greenway. The line is free. You can take a greenway right down to Carrick Mines. That's feasible. And part of me was thinking it could be a Lewis, but that's unlikely. So as I explained up here, the ticket hut is the only remaining infrastructure. Well, saying that, there's remnants of platforms which have been landscaped into the Hedgerows gardens. There's actually a gate here, so it would have been connected with the railway. Probably there's a drop down here as well. So you see gradient drop down there. So it might have been steps one time down there. And of course you have this exhibition here, permanent exhibition, but to me it's Valley Place because you have cars parked in front of it, so it's not easy to navigate your way along. So yeah, the two sidings would have merged into one siding along here, and you would have had the up and down lines. So the station itself opened in 1861, so it was agonisingly close to being 100 years old. Here we have the exhibition here along here. And Samuel Beckett, who's lived in the area on Brighton Road and wrote about the line. Broadcast on the BBC in 1957, all that fall, and the station was given a fictitious name, Bog Hill, but he reflects the area, the entire scene, the hill, the plain, the racecourse with its miles and miles of white rails and 3 red stands, the pretty little wayside station. I see it all. So a nice poetic words about the line. So this is the original wall from the line. So you can imagine 2 tracks came down here, merging into one, and then here's the original entrance here. It would have been Would have been a bay platform. Again, there's a great big difference here. It's a busy car park. And you can imagine them getting all off the train. There is footage of that towards the end, and people in their Macs and their trilby hats, flat caps, not even waiting for the train to stop. They're just jumping off the train, opening the doors, jumping off the train, the excitement of getting to the race course for that meeting. There's where they would have come through, the ticket hut here. They would have come through. Might have been turnstiles here. Probably was turnstiles here. And they got into the race course. I doubt that anybody that lives in here now, give them a right arm to live in here, but anybody that lives in here now realises 3 platforms were in here one time. A double track railway line into Dublin, double track railway line to Bray. It's a busy road. So the last of the tracks were lifted here around June 1960. And around the same time they were filming Johnny Nobody using Bride's Glen, or I kind of call it Cherrywood Viaduct now, and Tully Gates and Carrickmine Station, where it was this morning. So you can always hear the voice of the ghostly past of a busy race day here, and the trains shunting, and the excitement. But then went quiet during normal days. So before I leave you all, there was a hotel here till the 1920s. And but as with railways, once the railway was built and it opened up, I saw that William Dargan talks. He was associated with this line about opening up areas to the working class. So the working class would have been on special trains, summer trains coming along here down to Bray, seaside specials heading down to Arklow, Wicklow, coming through here with excited families on board, getting away from the humdrum existence of living in Dublin, escaping for a few hours at least. Okay, I'll leave you from a once great station. Thanks for watching.